my God, he's such a loser.
What's up, losers, and welcome back to another episode of the Popular Loser Podcast, where it's okay not to fit in. I'm your host, KD, and today we got a new guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself and say what his occupation is.
Yeah, my name is CA. I'm a barber, and I've been cutting for like 3 years. About 3 years now.
So, obviously, I know your real name. You don't have to say it if you don't want to. Why do you call yourself CA, though?
That's just my initials, man. That's kind of what my family called me, close friends. So, but yeah, my name is Corey Anderson, CA.
Oh, you ain't even have to say your government if you don't want to.
I'm out here, man. Yeah. They say this what it is.
So, going into being a barber, what really made you want to be a barber? Because it's such an interesting career path.
Yeah.
Because it's all about customer retention and, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. What made me want to be a barber, man? It's a lot of reasons, Obviously, I was already interested in it growing up, and then, but what made me really like flip the switch and, put my head down and, really become it was just, I didn't want to work for nobody, honestly, bro. I just wanted to, do my own thing, just the freedom that comes with it, and I love doing it, so that's pretty much it. That's it.
So, being that you said you really don't want to work for nobody, obviously we understand that you got to pay some type of rent for the booth space in the
100%.
barbershop that you go to.
Yes, sir.
How much of you don't have to say like obviously real numbers, but how much of what you receive compared to what you got to pay in the rent, how much do you receive back? Like you can do a percentage. You ain't got to say a number.
Like, are you asking me, is just like what's the commission on that or something?
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Okay, so where I'm at, we don't have me personally, I don't have a commission. I got like a fixed rate, and me and my guy, we just, as long as I give him this fixed rate every week, then we good. But at other barbershops or where you could be in a suite too, whatever y'all got worked out. I heard some people do 60-40. I heard 30, even 30-70. So it just kind of depends on who you know, where you at, and how you want to do it.
So when coming up to being a barber, kind of really, really early on, what was maybe the biggest challenge for you? Because some people is actually cutting the hair, some people say hairline, some people it's clientele. Yeah. What was the hardest part for you?
For me, when I first came up, I'm still coming up, but when I was first coming up, the hardest part was, just building clientele, man. It was real agonizing, and just seeing, other barbers I looked up to, different people I looked up to, seeing them get like, 10, 15, 20 heads a day on the regular. Like, this is an everyday thing. And I'm over here, I'm trying to scrape by and get, 3, 4, 5 heads a day, and that's in the real beginning. But, so that's probably the hardest part, just because, a lot of barbers are just ambitious, when they first coming in. And so you just want it, you want everything that you see like right there. But, everything in life, that's worth having, you got to work towards it.
So speaking of the clientele and how slow it was coming, when did you notice it really start to pick up?
Man, it's weird because like I don't want to say it happens like it don't happen overnight, but like I don't know, man. One day after you've been grinding for about like when you first started, you've been grinding for about a year, 2 years, whatever it is. You snowballing your people, man. So like that 5 heads a day that you was doing, that turned into 7, but you still feel the gaps in between your day. You still feel like, dang, I'm not doing enough, or dang, I need more. And then shoot, that 7 ended up turning to 10, and then when you look up, now you doing 10 a day, 12 a day, 15 a day, whatever it is, and then now you got a booked out schedule. So that's it kind of, I don't know, man. As long I feel like you just working towards it, just kind of like it slowly, gradually like unfold into that. So yeah. So for me, I would say probably after like year 2, like right in the middle of year 2 is when I noticed like, okay, yeah, like it didn't change. And I didn't went up a little bit, you know.
So what do you think in your head is like a good amount to cut per week of where you're at now?
It depends on you know, for me, a good amount to cut I want to do at least, 10 heads a day. I feel like minimum, So if you're doing 10 heads minimum, that should be, I think, what most barbers want to do, 10 heads a day minimum. But it depends, you could be a barber charging, it's a lot of different type of barbers and price ranges out here. So say you a barber charging 100, you might only do 5 people a day because you can, what I'm saying, and then be up out of there. But, some guys still charging $30, they might want to do, 3 times that, 15 people a day. So it just depends on how you got your career set up.
Speaking of pricing,
yeah,
when coming in, how did you start to think of your pricing? Did you compare it to other barbers, or did you more think of it of like how I want to spend? If you get, you know what I'm saying? Say for instance, if you only wanted to pay $30 for a haircut, is that what you're going to charge, or is it more the market that you're looking at?
If you want to do it the right way, you got to do it. You got to base it off of, the area that you in, number one. Number two, you got to base it off of what's the market like, you know what I'm saying? Like who are you, who are the other barbers, what their work look like, how much they charging, and you got to base it off of your availability as well. So, it's a lot of factors that go into pricing, but for me, when I was coming up, when I first started, I came in, $20. I thought that was reasonable. It wasn't, it wasn't too much, and you got a lot with that $20 when I started. So I just scaled it from there.
And as far as going up, because I know you said you do have certain barbers who are charging 100 plus.
100%, yeah.
Do you take into account where they are when you look at how you want to charge?
What do you mean?
So when looking at the market, do you just kind of look within the median, or do you look at the outliers of like the people who is charging like 150 per haircut, and then the people who are charging maybe $30 less than what you charging?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to look at all that. So, like, the people that I know, the barbers that I know, charging 100 or more, they got certain pieces to their game, or they might have been in the game for this amount of time where they can charge that and stuff, because they people is gonna pay it and keep coming to them, and two, they reputable, So, yeah.
Do you think, with the way that your clientele flows now, do you think you could charge whatever and maybe you wouldn't lose the certain clientele?
Nah, I mean, anytime you go up in your price with anything, man, you could be selling water or something. If you go up in your price, you're gonna lose like a certain percentage of people. But a lot of my people actually tell me, I should charge more. But where I'm at right now, I think it's good. It's fair for everybody, and I still am accepting new people. So I think I'm at a good rate, bro. So, but I do, like, later down the road, definitely will be charging more. But right now we're at a good spot. So,
how do you think you've kept your clientele? Not exactly just because your haircuts are good, because obviously another person could be like, oh, they charge $12 less. I could just go to them.
100%. Yeah.
Why do you think you've kept the clientele that you have?
Just I keep a lot of my clients probably mostly because a lot of my clients, we just got a good relationship. A good barber is gonna have most of his clients are gonna be like him. So if y'all share that similarity between each other, they ain't gonna really want to go to nobody else. And plus, if you doing a good job, it's just extra. I done had certain people tell me like, yeah, man, I like bro haircuts, but it's just it's not the same with them being I heard a lot of stuff, but yeah, I forgot the question. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I said it's cool. You kind of answered it. If I'm being honest, it's cool. So now that you've kind of reached a specific area of clientele, how do you recruit new clientele?
Recruiting new clientele, it's always good to do, a special if you can, or something like that. Specials that can get you new clients, just different promotions. Stay on social media, all the platforms. Yeah, if I was going out and to recruit new clients, that's how I would do it. But word of mouth is unbeatable though.
Hardest part about being a barber so far?
That's a good question, man. The hardest part about being a barber, man. It's a lot, man. Just staying disciplined, showing up every day. I'm not gonna lie, you can love I love this. I'll never do nothing else, but just staying disciplined, showing up every day, man. Like I love cutting hair, but I don't want to cut 20 heads a day every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I love it, but I don't want to be doing that forever. So just staying disciplined, staying focused, man. That's the most important thing with anything anybody's doing.
Now, everybody at the beginning has sacrificial lambs in terms of, as we say, let that person go mess your hair up. Do you feel like you had some sacrificial lambs to start?
Yeah, man. Everybody, especially in the barber game, everybody has a sacrificial lamb here or there. For me, my dad was a sacrificial lamb, man. I had his stuff, a little cockeyed sideways at when I first started, man. Even my one of my boys, this was before I started cutting for real. This was back in high school. This is kind of where I started, but I didn't really start cutting really. I would just line myself up if my mom couldn't give me a cut, pops couldn't take me, whatever it was. But I had my boy over at the crib one day, and I just asked him. I was like, "Man, let me line you up real quick, man. I know what I'm doing, man. I've been doing this for like the past year."
And you was in high school still?
Man, high school. I mean, this
Okay.
was like 10th grade or something, man. So I had these little trimmers from Walmart that I had tuned up. I was always messing with the clippers and stuff. I ain't even have no chair or nothing, man. I had this little stool I had him sit on, man, in my bathroom. I'm lining him up, and the lineup would have been straight, but the clippers was just too sharp, man. So I'm touching him up, I'm lining him up. I hit him with the corner, and it sliced him. He started bleeding, and that was only on one side, so we ain't even finished the rest of the lineup, man. It was just right here. He ain't want to mess with it no more. I felt him, so that was that. So yeah, that was one of my sacrificial lambs, man. But
so when you say the word sharp, can you explain what that means?
Like the clipper being sharp?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you want sharp clippers, but the way the blades are set up, if you got one blade, the moving blade raised higher than the steel blade, you're going to cut into that skin. So if it's any barbers, out there that see this, just always make sure that if you're trying to zero gap that blade, just make sure they even with each other, because even just a little bit, you would tear the skin up. You don't want to do that. You can, somebody might say something bad about you. You don't want that.
Do you dislike cutting kids' hair at all?
Nah, man.
Because I know kids can be a little squirmy.
Yeah,
man.
kids. It depends on the kid. I really don't cut kids unless it's one of my people's kids or something. Like if a kid walking to the
Any
shop.
particular reason?
Yeah, because I just I got my I already got my own clientele and stuff. But if it's like say you one of my clients, so say like you had a kid and you brought him in, I'm gonna cut him up. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I don't cut kids. But like I take care of my people.
So I know you wanted to talk about the story with DJ Nero.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and. Oh, that was a story,
bro. Yeah.
So you messed him. I mean, well, not messed him up, but you cut into
I messed him up, man.
But you cut into the skin.
Yeah, man. I wish he was here to really tell the details on that, man. Cause yeah, it was funny. It's funny now, but yeah, he was mad for sure at the moment, man. Yeah.
Would you recommend being a barber to anybody?
Yeah, I would recommend being a barber to anybody who, got the mindset, the determination, the discipline, and somebody who just loves, cutting hair, loves people. I would definitely recommend that.
We kind of ran out of questions, so now we just spitballing.
Yeah, now we just talking, bro. Yeah.
Did you think you wanted to be anything else in life outside of being a barber? I mean, obviously, when we leave high school, everybody got their own dream, their own ambition, et cetera, et cetera. Did you feel like?
Yeah, man. I wanted to be. At first, I had me and one of my boys. We had this clothing brand, so I wanted to do that for the longest. I thought that was what I was gonna be doing for the longest. I was doing that in high school and stuff, and leading up right into the barber stuff, I was still doing it. But yeah, so there was that football. Yeah, I just wish I started. I wish I thought about being a barber sooner. Like I said, I was always interested in it. For some reason, it never clicked for me to turn it into a career. I don't know. I don't know if it was the people I was around or I don't know what it was. I never thought go pick these up and go cut up the city and just make something out of it. I never thought about that until after. So I just wish I started that earlier in high school.
You'd probably cut more like teammates and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely would have cut up that whole school. Even my people now who I cut from school, they be telling me that. So I just had somebody tell me that yesterday, matter of fact. So, but everything happened at the right time.
Knowing a barber is kind of important. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because going to a new city, you don't know nothing.
You said
be a sacrificial lamb.
Knowing a barber is important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Because as a person who went to another city, I ain't know no barbers. I thought I was gonna be a sacrificial lamb.
That went out for you. That worked for you.
It was decent. I found a decent barber. Yeah. Decent pricing. He was right around what you charge. Yeah. I feel like $15 more what you charge.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little steep. I ain't gonna lie. It's a little steep,
man. Hey.
So I was watching the Iman Shumpert podcast, and he was kind of talking about on there the barbershop is the safe space. Do you feel like a lot of people treat you as a safe space?
Yeah, man. That's another part with being a barber. I love being a barber, man, but you feel me? What's the terminology they use, man? Trauma dump. You might get trauma dumped on a lot, man.
Yeah.
And stuff. Or just, random, whatever it is. But that's what come with it, And if you rock with your people, it ain't really gonna be nothing. You just gonna be, just some days you be like, man, I didn't heard it. you and him, y'all all going through the same thing, man. Just but that's part of being a barber. It's what come with it.
Have you ever heard some crazy stuff where you're just like, all right, bro, you gotta just
man, I hear crazy stuff every day, man. It's a lot of stuff I really can't. I'd rather not even say it.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I ain't. Yeah. It's almost like you under HIPAA, damn near.
Yeah, what is that like?
They're like the doctors, how they can't really talk to another person about what you're going through.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly.
Yeah, it's almost like you under HIPAA because exactly if you put out a story on this, then they'd be like, "What's up, Corey? Man. What you want?"
Yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff, man. Yeah, when you deal with a lot of people though, that's how it's gonna be in whatever you're doing. Like this person might know something to do with this person, and this person don't know this. So yeah, it's a lot.
Is the barber game ever messy? With people trying to steal clientele barbers and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, man. It's always messy, man. That's why you gotta have the right mindset so you can, rise above that and not be on them. Because it's only messy for barbers who are, petty barbers who, want to stay on a certain level. All the barbers that I know, the real hustlers, the real businessmen, they're not doing none of that stuff, man. It's a lot of, we live in a big area, man. It's enough clients for it's enough for everybody to eat. You just gotta do your own thing, keep the ball rolling, and, keep doing you. It's never should nobody be, trying to do anything petty like that.
Have you ever had somebody try to steal a customer from
Yeah, man.
You ain't gotta, obviously say a name.
Nah,
You can explain it. You can say a story, but you ain't gotta say a name.
Man, actually, when I first started cutting hair, man, it was low key one of my boys. We was cutting in the same shop. A couple of his people started like coming to me. Now he had already been cutting like a couple years before me, and I started cutting in, and a couple of his people started coming to me. So he thought I was like telling them to, but I wasn't. They just started coming to me. So I dealt with that early on. Hearing just little chatter and stuff like that, people talking bad about you. And, he was more on like, man, I put him on, man. I brought him in here. So, but I didn't really respond to him. I just, kept doing me because, that's always what's important, doing you. Staying focused, staying disciplined to what you're doing, man.
Still in a customer. I know when I was in car sales, that was a real thing.
Yeah.
People will stay your customers.
Yeah. But that's why you got to, if you being you, your people going to flock to you and whatever, if you in any type of sales, I feel like, so.
Do you ever feel like if you see a customer with another barber that you know, maybe not even in your shop, but let's say if he started going to a person would you feel kind of like heartbroken because of you be like, damn?
Nah, man, I never be heartbroken over nothing like that. Like I said, this is business, man. So that's like if you go, say you always shop at Walmart. Okay, now you ain't messing with Walmart. You going to Meijer now. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, but Walmart,
it ain't. I don't take it personal, man.
It's an abundance.
Yeah, man.
This is more personal. You know what I'm saying?
I don't take it personal, man. I try not to take a lot of things personal. So if you come to me, or if you've been coming to me, then you go to somebody else. You might have, whatever reason it be, whatever fits you best. That's cool. I got enough people, that still rock with me. I'm gonna be good. And one thing as a barber too, I would tell like young barbers like never stress about that, man. Like, cause when one leave, you get like 3 more. I swear it's like with anything else in life, relationship wise,
So if you was to explain a day to day of a barber, how would you lay it down?
Depends, man. My for me,
yeah, we can go a typical week then. If your week look a little different than like day to day, let's say like a typical week of a barber.
Man, I swear, just wake up, cut your hair, man. You gotta find time to balance out your life to do everything else. Like whether you want to go to the gym or spend time with your family. If you got a girl relationship, you gotta make time for that. So typical week for me personally. Monday is like my slower day. I kind of roll into the week, because I work every day. So Monday I'm kind of, I start at 12. I try to finish up by like 5, 6, sometimes a little later. Tuesday, kind of the same thing. Then Wednesday, that's when, I'm there like early 9, 10 in the morning, cutting to like 9, 10 at night. Thursday, Friday, I'm in there super late, like sometimes be in there till midnight, cut and come in at 9. That's like, 15 hours on a day. So this is where it starts to get hard to fit, other things in your life, whether you got, relationship, whether you trying to, anything outside of that, because, being a barber is just real demanding, so rolling into the weekend, you're still busy. Sunday is like another chill day for me. I start early, but I'm going to finish at like around 3, 4, so I can still enjoy my day, do what I want to do, maybe take the fam out or whatever, So that's a typical week for me.
What would you say is like a fair price for, or I'm going to ask you this question first. Yeah. I was going to ask another question. I was going to say for a house call. And then I was going to, number one, ask you, do you even do house calls? But we can start with that question first. What do you think is a fair price for a haircut?
Like if you...
A haircut and a lineup. And a haircut and a lineup. Yeah, you've been in the game. Let's say you've been in the game at least 3 years. Like where you are. What is a fair price?
A fair price is 40, man. You shouldn't be charging no less than 30. If you are, it's something's wrong. something's wrong there. Like if I was a client, I'd be like, damn, why is he only charging 30?
So you'll look at it as an insult down there.
Yeah, a little bit. Just that's just me though. Somebody else might look at it and it's like, oh shit, I'm coming up off this $30, but it just depends, man. So back to the other question.
Do you do house calls?
I do house calls, but I really, I don't really like doing house calls, but I'll do them, if it makes sense.
How much do you think is a fair price for a house call?
It depends on where you're doing that house call at and how much time it's gonna take you. Cause you got
let's just start a starting point.
Yeah. Okay. So starting off for me is minimum 200 for house call.
I think that's a fair price.
Yeah, it is very.
Because you kind of breaking up a lot of your day, and you can miss
100%.
Let's say you miss 4 heads in that time frame. You know what I'm saying? So that's enough money. That's more than enough money.
Yo, so that's the minimum, and then you put in distance into there, and all type of stuff. It just depends, man. So, but yeah, house calls are cool. It just gotta make sense.
You got the one like really viral video with what's the rapper name? All-Star JR.
Yeah.
How'd you get to cut him?
A minute ago. Man, I cut him like in the beginning of my career, man. Like that was I don't even think I was a year in. I was probably like 6 months in. It was kind of crazy. My sister just she knew somebody that knew him. He needed to cut a lineup. They gave him my number. He pulled up to the shop and I cut him up, man, and it came out good. But I don't cut him no more. He actually go to my boy Javina at 223. Shout out Juvie. He be cutting them up a lot, So
it's crazy.
Yeah,
you just put that man barber out there.
Yeah, man. That's the boy, man. You can't.
You don't know who know that barber, man.
Who's Juvie?
Yeah,
that's my boy.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know who. They don't know that's his barber though.
Oh yeah, man. No, they know. Yeah, he popping on the gram now. So yeah, it's cool. I don't got no problem showing love, man. I'm doing good, man.
That's op behavior.
Nah, bro. Nah. It's never coming there.
Yeah. Nah, it's never on that time.
Yeah.
So we about to
early in my career, man. I told him that one time too, like later down the road. He was like, "Oh man, He was like, low key, if I knew that, I would never even came." So, but it came out good. So, yeah.
Well, we're gonna get out of here soon, man. You can go ahead and self promote anything you want to self promote.
Yeah, I just want to self promote my work, man. I'm on the gram, one way CA, no underscores, nothing. That's where you're gonna find all my work. Booking is in my bio. You can hit my number 2-586-260-3926. Working 7 days a week. Located Hall Road in Hayes. It's like Sterling Heights area, Macomb. Yeah, man, come get a cut. That's it.
And this is my barber, CA the Barber.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate
I'm your host, KD. And we out of here. Add everything, Popular Loser Podcast. Spell that S with a $sign because this is not for fun, but it is for funds. Out.
Oh my God, he's such a loser.